What's up everybody, Extramillion here once again with Totally Sick Resident Evil Edition. And in this second episode, we'll be exploring more of the mansion to collect the 4 death masks that we need. So, right off the bat, we screw up and instantly run into a zombie, so obviously don't do that. Most of the way you'll want to avoid zombies is either by running around them, or if you don't have enough space, basically run straight towards them and then back up at the last second and to bait them into lunging towards you. Once you put the poison into that little water basin, select the red pipeline, which will poison this plant and allow you to bypass it. If you put it on the green line, it will destroy all of those green herbs that you can see to the side. So it's here that we'll pick up our first mask, and then we'll have to backtrack to where we first encountered Richard and Rebecca. Coming up here is the first zombie that we pretty much have to kill in order to get by him. You can make it past him into the room that you need to, but there is another zombie in that room, and in this game zombies can follow you into certain areas, so trying to avoid 2 zombies in the tiny room that you need to be in is very difficult. The way that you can get around some zombies when there are stairs is once a zombie is on the stairs, they cannot use their grab move, they can only use their acid vomit. So as long as you can basically move out of the way of this incredibly slow move, you can just constantly keep slashing them and then he'll just die. Apparently the reason that the zombies vomit this, according to the Resident Evil canon, is because since they consume flesh to replenish their own cellular structure, because they degenerate so quickly, their stomach just produces excess acid to dissolve the flesh faster. Also, if you've ever been wondering why you've been playing a Resident Evil game and you've been trying to collect like masks and jewels and different weird keys and things like that, at least in this game they explain it away as the guy who originally commissioned this mansion to be created, Oswell E. Spencer, who's the founder of the Umbrella Corporation, which is the company that's responsible for the T-Virus and pretty much all the other bioorganic weapons that are in the game. This whole Arklay Mountain incident. He was basically a complete Looney Tune and a nut job, and had this mansion commissioned this way on purpose. Most people only know Umbrella as the company that creates these viruses, but the true purpose, according to Spencer, was so that he could create a race of super beings and rule over them, which was a goal that was eventually transferred to Wesker. In this room, you have to combine these notes and play the score, which is the Moonlight Sonata. Unfortunately, Chris cannot play the piano, whereas in Jill's game she can. So you have to get Rebecca to play it for you, only she can't play it immediately, she has to practice. And by practice, they basically mean run out of the room, run down a few hallways, then turn around and come back. So we simply leave and turn around and come back in. Make sure that you enter this room, obviously, with the fake emblem in your inventory.
Chris!
So then pull the old Indiana Jones switcheroo and swap it for the real one. The zombies pretty much pose no threat to you once you're behind them, as long as you don't stay directly behind them for too long, because they will turn around and grab you. But while they're turning, they have no active hit frames, so they can't actually grab you until they stop turning. Once you solve this puzzle, you'll get another one of the mansion keys. This one is the key that unlocks the door that's above those spiderwebby stairs where we first killed that zombie. It's also where you meet the first boss of the game, although the encounter with the boss is actually optional. All you really have to do is run into the room, grab the item that you need, and then leave. You don't have to actually fight him. The boss you encounter in this area is called Yawn. It is a giant snake. It's the monster that poisoned Richard. The tricky thing about this fight is that after the cutscene where Yawn appears, you will actually be facing the wrong direction, so that's how they kind of get you. Yawn will not attack you for the first couple of seconds, so you can sort of get acclimated to his presence. So take that time to grab the mask and then just get the hell out of there. If Yawn damages you even once, when you exit the room you will be poisoned and you will have to play a little side mission as Rebecca so that you can find anti-venom for Chris. I have no idea how that zombie didn't grab me, but he didn't, so we just run past him. The first time you meet Richard and Rebecca in that hallway, if you choose to ignore them and don't get the serum, Richard will die. And if he does die, then that enables you to use the V-Jolt on one of the bosses later in the game. So us rescuing him means that we can't use it, which is fine because we didn't plan to anyway. If you do rescue Richard, technically he's doomed to die anyway, as is pretty much everyone else on Alpha Team except for Rebecca. It's just that saving him now will cause him to die later. In Jill's game, he gets killed by Yawn the second time that you have to see Yawn. And in Chris's game, he gets killed by a giant shark. This door that we're about to go through, the one that this message just popped up, after you use it for a certain number of times, the doorknob will break off and you will be unable to use the shortcut between the different parts of the mansion, so you'll have to take the long way around. Once we solve this puzzle, we will have all of the masks that we need, but before we go use them all, we will save, because after you use all 4 of them, you will have to fight a fairly difficult boss with nothing but the knife. So we'll head back to the save room and heal up. Unfortunately, I get tagged by a zombie on the way there, so I'm forced to use a healing item. I managed to dodge both of these guys, and then I get tagged by this really easy to dodge zombie that's in here. So we'll heal and then save. Luckily, Rebecca left us an extra first aid kit, so that was nice. Or first aid spray. But that's all for this episode, and I will see you guys next time.